Hello, hello, hello. I am Nicole Azaán, your VIP coach. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks so much for tuning in and spending a couple of minutes. It's been a while since I've made a video. Thanks so much for joining. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Welcome, guys. You're coming in quickly. That's great. Excellent. Hey. I hope everyone had a great weekend. I had some good time with family and friends, and it was just awesome. So reminding you to take some time out to do things that fuel your soul, nurture the relationships, which is a little about what this scope is about. I want to talk about expectations and goals and identifying the difference between expectations and goals. Of course, I'm Nicole Azaán, your VIP coach, always encouraging us to cultivate vision, clarify intention, and understand purpose so that we can live on our best level. Have you ever set a goal for yourself and worked really hard to meet it and then actually succeeded, met the goal, but then felt disappointed, perhaps unfulfilled, just felt like, is this it? It's kind of when you accomplish the goal, it wasn't what you thought it would be. Perhaps you felt it wasn't worth the hype. That's because there's a difference between goals and expectations. There's a big difference between goals and expectations, and part of that difference is that you can set a goal and reach a goal, but if you are not clear about your expectations, even when you reach that goal, you're still going to be disappointed, because every goal really has two layers. When you set a goal, you have a metric that you want to meet. You have a certain event, you have a certain accomplishment, you have a kind of performance goal that you want to meet. And maybe it is a position. I want to be a CEO. It could be a certain salary. I want to have a six-figure salary. I want to have this kind of job. I want to be known as, welcome to everyone joining, I want to be known as this person. Hello. Whatever your goal is, realize that in setting that goal, there's an expectation for you to meet that performance. But what I want us to dig into is the other aspect of the expectation. Once you reach that goal, what is it that you expect relationship-wise? Because we want to join the team, we want to make the cut, we want to achieve a certain status, we want to make it in a certain arena, we want to be seen in a certain position. But why? Because we expect there to be a shift in relationships. We expect there to be, when I am the CEO, when I am the boss, when I am Mrs. So-and-so, when I am a platinum selling artist, whatever the metric is, we expect that reaching that goal is going to shift our relationships. And a lot of times we reach the metric, we reach the performance goal, but because we've not been clear in our expectations, we're disappointed in the relationship. For example, I see your messages, Flight, really trying to stay on point. So do me a favor, inbox me or email info@nicoleazaan.com and I'll respond. But we want to stay focused and on track in this scope, talking about expectations and goals. So when you set a goal, realize this. Set the goal. I want you to dream big. I want you to reach for your goals. But I want you to be very clear in your expectation of the goal. So think about a goal that you want to reach within, let's say, a month. Maybe you want to lose weight, or maybe you're unemployed and you want to find a job. Maybe you want to make friends. I don't know, whatever your goal is, think about that goal. What is the metric? What is it that you want to have accomplished? What is the thing that you want to look a month from now and say, I want to have this? That's the first level of your goal. Secondly, I want you to think about your expectation in relationships as it relates to that goal. So when you do lose the weight, what's your expectation in relationships? Do you expect that because you lose the weight, people will find you more attractive? Do you expect that once you are promoted in the company that you will suddenly be accepted by a certain clique or a certain kind of people? Do you expect that maybe in accepting a new position, you'll get closer to a staff member? Be very aware and very cognizant, very conscious. In other words, just fancy big words for saying no. Know what your expectation is in relationships as it pertains to the performance goals that you set. One of the things I do as a coach is focus on the team, and I'm constantly building teams and thinking about the individuals on the team and how we can perform better as a team. And it's my responsibility as the leader, as the coach, to find ways to inspire the team. And certainly setting team goals is one way to do that. But what I found is a lot of times the team goal is set and the team actually meets the goal. We accomplish the thing that we set out to do. Teamwork made the dream work, and we did a great job. But then I find that members of the team are still a little distant. There's still some conflict among team members. People still aren't getting along. And my expectation as the coach was that this goal, this shared goal, this working together, this collaboration was going to unite the team and eliminate friction. What I failed to realize was that although the team worked on a common goal, each individual member of the team had their own expectations as it pertained to relationships. So although the team met the goal, I was unaware that certain team members felt like, well, when we meet the goal, I'm going to be closer to the coach, or I'm going to be the coach's favorite, or the coach is going to give me a certificate or acknowledge me. So I needed to be aware that the distance and the disconnect, some of the conflict even among the team members and how they were performing, was not so much around the goal. It wasn't that the members weren't motivated. It was they had relationship expectations. And let me tell you, relationship expectations follow every area. You'll find them at work. You'll find them in your family. You'll find them, take something as simple as a family gathering, a picnic. There's an expectation of who's going to bring what, and we coordinate the food list. But then there's also an expectation that we have of certain acknowledgments and certain kudos. We know that somebody better say something about Aunt Bessie's potato salad, and Aunt May expects a shout out for her peach cobbler. There are these relationship expectations that we hold. So be mindful as it pertains to yourself, and be mindful when you're dealing with other people, and think. Sometimes when there's conflict, stop and ask yourself, and even ask the other person, what's your expectation? What expectation do you have in terms of this? So if we're working on a project together and we've met the project and we did a great job, but there's still some friction between you and I, then my question to you would be, what was your expectation of this project for our relationship? What did you think was going to happen once we successfully completed this project? That's a very different question than, are you pleased with how the project turned out? Do you think we did a great job? Do you think we worked well together? All of those are performance questions, and that's a performance expectation, a performance review. But when we get to the relationship question, that's a little different. And sometimes it's harder because we're not used to being vocal, and we're not always used to being direct in our expression and our explanation of expectations. Sometimes it takes some time to work through and to articulate it. So just this week, let's work on being aware. Let's work on being conscious of what our relationship expectations are. So if you're setting a goal, if you're going to lose weight, if you're going to change your eating habits, if you're going to apply for a job, apply for a new promotion, whatever it is, if you're going to change your hairstyle, be conscious of the change that you want to make. Identify the goal, but then Also be aware of the expectation you have when you meet that goal. How do you think that reaching that goal and accomplishing that goal is going to change the relationships in your life? So look at the goals that you've set and give it maybe 10, 15 minutes of thought tonight. If you look at areas where you're disappointed or people in whom you're disappointed in, you'll find that there's a relationship expectation that was unmet. It may have been unmet for many reasons. It may not be a realistic expectation. That's a different scope and a different session. But at least be aware of what your expectations are in relationships. And know the difference between your goals and your expectations. Every goal is dual layered. It has a performance metric and every goal has a relationship metric. So the question is, when I reach my goal, how do I expect the performance metric to change? My title may change, my position may change, my influence and authority may change. But then my work is managing my soul work and our emotions, our will, our intellect. That's always our responsibility to handle as individuals. So I'm responsible, even if I'm working in a team, I'm still responsible to manage my expectations for relationship. So do I expect that by being in this organization, being on this team, that I'm going to automatically be closer to certain team members? Do I expect people to notice me because I'm on a team? Do I expect people to change how they relate to me because my position changes or my title changes or I lose weight or my hair changes or whatever the performance metric is? Let's be aware of what our relationship expectations are. And then let's work on articulating them so that we can be clear in our communication with people. And they know what to expect. We know what to expect. And most importantly, we know how to meet our expectations if and when others choose not to. So that's all I wanted us to kind of think about. Hopefully it's some food for thought. I want you to definitely share. Let me know if this helps, if this encourages you. We are starting and online coaching. We're continuing the expectations. So that's coming up shortly. If you haven't registered already, go to my website, NicoleAzaán.com, NicoleAzaan.com. Tweet me at Nicole Azaán. Email info@NicoleAzaán if you need more information. Follow me on Twitter, Periscope, Instagram, and anything else I might be on. It's at Nicole Azaán. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am Nicole Azaán, always encouraging us to cultivate vision, clarify intention, and understand purpose so that we can live on our best level. I want to hear from you, and most importantly, I want to see you in a VIP online coaching session. So be well and live on your best level.